Hello everybody, welcome to our video. We're going to talk about Risal's life in London. Risal lived in London on May 1888 to April 1889. He chose the English city to be his new home for 3 reasons. 1. To improve his knowledge of the English language. 2. To study and annotate Morgas Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas. And 3. London was a safe place for him to carry on his fight against the Spanish tyranny. While on board, Risal entertained the American and European passengers with his marvelous skill of the yo-yo as a defensive weapon. Risal arrived at Liverpool May 24, 1888. He spent his night at Adelphi Hotel. Risal wrote to his family,
Liverpool is a big and beautiful city, and its celebrated port is worthy of its great fame. The entrance is magnificent and the custom house is quite good.
On May 25, 1888, a day after docking at Liverpool, Risal went to London. For a short time, he stayed as guest at home of Dr. Antonio Ma, regidor and exile of 1872 and a practicing lawyer in London. By the end of May, he found a modest boarding place at number 37 Chaliot Crescent, Primrose Hill. He was a boarder of the Beckett family. The Becketts were Mr. Beckett, organist of St. Paul's Church, Mrs. Beckett his wife, 2 sons and 4 daughters. The oldest of the Beckett sisters was Gertrude, called Getty or Toddy by her friends. The Beckett home was to Risal conveniently located. It was near the public parks and was within easy walking distance to the near British Museum, where he expected to do much research work. Risal came to know Dr. Reinhold Rost, the librarian of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and an authority on Malayan languages and customs. Dr. Rost was impressed by Risal's learning and character, and he gladly recommended him to the authorities of the British Museum. He called Risal a pearl of a man. Bad news from home. Persecution of the Filipino patriots who signed the Anti-Friar Petition 1888. The Anti-Friar Manifesto of 1888, addressed to Queen Regent Maria Cristina, denounced the anti-Filipino Archbishop, Pedro Pio, and the bad friars for meddling in the movement, enriching themselves contrary to their monastic vow of poverty, opposing the teaching of Spanish language to the Filipinos. Persecution of the Calamba tenants. Furious attacks on Risal by Senators Salamanca and Vida in the Spanish Cortes and Wenceslao Retana and Pablo Feed in Spanish newspapers. A friend of Risal, Laureano Viado, a medical student at the University of Santo Tomas, was arrested and jailed in Bilibid prison because of the copies of Noli that were found in his house. Risal's brother-in-law, Manuel T. Hidalgo, husband of Saturnina, was exiled by Governor-General Weyler to Bohol without due process of law. One good news cheered Risal, and that was Reverend Vincent Garcia's defense of the Noli against the attacks of the friars. Risal heard this good news from Mariano Ponce. He wrote to Father Garcia, expressing his personal thanks. The greatest achievement of Risal on London was the annotating of Morga's book, Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, which was published in Mexico, 1609. Risal spent many days in the reading room of the British Museum poring over the pages of this book and laboriously reading the old histories of the Philippines.
The end of our presentation. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much.